Hi, I'm Ann Tudor and thanks for joining me today. This is episode 4 of my podcast. It's a podcast about knitting, about glass stitch markers that I make, projects that I'm working on, and a little bit of different things that I'm crafting. And this is my ever faithful puppy, Bentley. Bentley is about 13 years old and he's a black Pomeranian, miniature black Pom, and he's with me all the time, pretty much. But I thought he could make an appearance today. You want to say hello, Bentos? He used to be all black face, but he's getting a little distinguished in his old age. But yeah, he's generally by my side. He would like for me to hold him all the time, but that doesn't happen very often. So otherwise he's like right within a few feet of me. So I'm going to put him down now. But I thought he could say hello. I want to thank you all so much for your kind words that you've left on the podcast, on the comments. I really appreciate it, and I am very thankful for all of you for taking the time to watch me ramble a little bit. So today, I thought I would talk about some things that I've got going on the needles, along with my yarn journey that I've gone on. I've knit for many years. My mother-in-law taught me 25 years ago. And I apologize if you can hear the little clicking of Bentley walking around on the floors, but so I've done a lot of things through that time. I have not knit continuously with kids and work and at my old job and things like that. I wasn't able to knit as much as I do now. But so today I thought I'd show you my continuation of the ever popular Find Your Fade Shawl. I haven't been able to work a whole lot on much knitting at all. So I say that, now I look at what I've done this week. But, so I've got my 4th color started. So, just a little bit. So we've gone from Lolo Did It Lucille to Sheep Spot Josie's Brown, I believe. And then another Lolo Did It, and this is Tin Can Rusted. And then I went into Madeline Tosh Winter Wheat, maybe? I didn't write that down. And I have no show notes today, so I'm just kind of playing it by ear. And then Pedreus, Malabrigo. So far, I think I'm really gonna like it. I'm really looking forward to it. It'll be something that I'll be able to wear a lot. So I have that. I just need to get it finished. And I'm trying very hard to continue with my sock knitting. And since it's February now, February 2nd, I believe, is today, I started my February socks. I'm doing the Knitwits 2017 sock cowl. So I did January, and that was with Yarn Cafe Creations yarn, and I'm using it again this month, but in a different colorway. And this is just a vanilla sock pattern. Well, I shouldn't say it's just a vanilla sock pattern. I'll show you here in just a second. This is, I don't have the tag on what the red is called, but it's a red mini of Yarn Cafe Creations. It's really, I think it's about a true color that's showing up. And then this, oh my, I started this last night, and I kept going and going thinking, I really need to stop and do something else. I really need to stop and do something else. And I just wanted to see what other colors were going to be. So this is how it caked up. And this is called Rusty Paint Can. Yeah, Rusty Paint Can. So I really like this. I'm looking forward to it. So the heels, cuffs, and toes will be in the red. And the pattern I'm using is by my friend and lovely designer, Cece Allman. This is a book that this is her first book. She has a second book coming out called Cece and Dammy, I think, sock book. But check it out, Cece Allman. So I'm doing her French, what does she call them? Everything's coffee inspired, which I have, you know, love that. French vanilla cappuccino socks. So what is really great, one of the really great things about this book, great pictures. It has even a shawl pattern. The difficulties are shown with cups of coffee, which I think is so cute. Also, she gives so many different varieties, like toe up, cuff down, magic loop, or as she calls her zoom needles, which are the high sharps, 9-inch circulars. So lots of different options, or DPNs. So you got lots of different options with this. I really, really love this. These are all the socks that are in it. So I think I'm going to do these. I'm definitely going to do these. I don't know if these will be next, but aren't that great? And I love those. And I like well, I like them all. I can't say there's any of them that I don't like. And I like to do the shawl that is on here too. Let me see if I can find the picture of the shawl real quick. But I like it because it's large. But look up Cece Allman. She's Geeky Puffin, Geeky Girls podcast. And she does a really good job. But this is the pattern that I'm using, and I'm keeping it in this great project bag. And I got this from Chili Knits, Connie from Chili Knits. Isn't it great? I love that she's got tabs over here, and then one over here, and a zipper, and then really pretty inside. So I really like the size of this. It's great. I can put a book, this whole pattern book, and then my yarn, and I got loads and loads of room in here. And we're going to talk a little bit about Connie here in a little bit. But for now, that's that. Now, I say I haven't been knitting much. And I really haven't, not near as much as I'd like to. But I started something just because you got to start stuff. Truly Myrtle gingerbread sweater. I love this. It's plain, simple, and it's got this really, I'm sure you can't see in the picture, maybe you can, it's got this really pretty detail along the bottom and on the cuffs. But it's simple, and I love it. So I had enough yarn, a sweater's quantity of yarn, of some Rowan pure wool worsted in this pretty green color. And I thought, what the heck, I'm going to do this. So, and that's my other dog. If you hear that bark, that is Ducati. So I started this, and it's done like in one piece. Well, more than one piece, but you know, you do it like the top down. And now I've done the shoulders and the back and the front, and now I'm into just the body of it. And then I'll do the band around the bottom, put the sleeves on, and then the detail around the neck. So I'm pretty excited. I haven't done very much sweater knitting. And my very first sweater I thought, oh heck, you know, I can figure this out. I am not really one that goes looking for help. I figure I can work it out. Well, I did a sweater, and I got it all done. and it would have fit 2 of me. It was ginormous. Because who does gauge? I mean, I was a new knitter, fairly new knitter, and I just thought I could figure it out. Oh, that stuff, that is just something that you really don't need to do. That's just, you know, well, you do need to do it. So I did a little gauge swatch on this sweater, so I should be good on the size, which I'm very glad. But about my knitting journey, this kind of goes into it. You learn a lot as you go. So when I first started to learn, there were not a lot of knit shops around. There was one fairly close to where I live, which is no longer around. But I couldn't afford, at that time, very good yarn. So I would go to the big box stores and find yarn wherever I could. A lot of it I didn't like because, you know, it was all acrylic, and nothing wrong with all acrylic. There's a place for it. But it hurt my hands. My hands would actually, my fingers would actually get red, and my hands were itchy, and it just wasn't very good. So I was very limited on what felt good and what didn't. And so would find some yarns that were soft enough and didn't bother me, so I'd buy a whole bunch of them. Well, I had accumulated a boatload of yarn, which last year I got rid of. I did a huge destash because I only wanted to have my good yarn now, because I buy most of mine at local yarn stores or online from Indie Dyers. So I had bought some earlier from a local yarn store, and they had a big sale bin. So I started just grabbing stuff, which I really didn't know what I was doing. And I just thought, oh, this feels good. This looks good. This is pretty. And so I had some of that, and I had stashed it away. Well, my husband the other day was cleaning out some things down in the basement, and he found some yarn, of which I have here. Oh, I put it in here. Put it in my bag. So it's interesting when I go back and look, because I can remember, you know, buying this. And okay, this was a very big splurge for me. I cannot tell you how much it was, but I just know it was a splurge. I cannot tell you what kind of yarn it was or anything, but it's silk. I do remember that. And it is, I did a little crochet thing. I don't know why I thought I wanted to crochet, but I did. I think I was going to make some purses or something. And this is the I know it's hand-dyed silk yarn. This is hefty. This is heavy. So I'm in the process. I'm going to unravel it all, but I'm going to keep this and I'll reuse it for something. So I found that. I found this Lang. I like the sheen on it. Now granted, this is all I have. So what I'm going to do with, like, I don't know, maybe a hat. Oh yeah, okay. I bet I'll do a hat in this. Then then there was some Barocco Trilogy that I thought was really pretty. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this little bit of, it's wool, cotton, and nylon. 32 wool, 20 cotton, and 40 nylon. I have no idea what I'm going to do with that little bit, because it's really not very much. It's only 80 yards. Who knows? I liked it. I thought it went with this. Now, of course, it does, but I don't know that I would knit these two. I don't know what I'm going to do, but anyway. Then some blue. I think this is a linen. This is all I have. I have no idea. I did get 2 of these. I got 2 of these. I have no idea. It's soy silk wool and 50 soy silk and 50 wool. I have no idea. I don't know what I'm going to do with those. I did know that I wanted to do socks one day. So I bought this, and I can't pronounce any of it. It's German. I cannot tell you what I can't tell you anything about it except it's made in Germany. But the way it's wound, there are 2 skeins that are exactly the same. Okay? So you can do 2 at a time, socks, or it does tell you instructions on how to unwind it on the wall, where you unwind it so they're both the same skeins, but these are the socks. So I thought that those would be really cool. Now that I'd never knit socks before, but I got this. So I'm gonna try it, and it looks like really cool colors. But I can't even tell you what the name of this is because I can't pronounce it. Schoppelwool. But this is it. So I'm going to try this. So that was a good find. And then I also found, I don't know, that is one little skein of black. Have no clue. Nice yarn, but like, what am I going to do with these? Now these I bought at just a big box store, but Croy's sock yarn. I've tried to do this before. I've tried to use this before. I've tried 4 times to use patent Croy socks, and I can't do. I have another color, the gray and blue and red stripe. I've seen several people do it, and I don't know. It's just, I don't like it. I don't like working with it. So this seems to be a little softer, so I might try it. But it's funny because this is the first year that I've actually made socks. I take that back. Last year I made a pair of socks. But I'm not a big sock knitter, but I've always wanted to be a sock knitter. So now it's kind of good that I am. You know, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Let me put this back up here real quick. So, I've gone from wanting to be a knitter that uses good yarn, and now I do use good yarn. And I thought I would share some of my new acquisitions from Indie Dyers. This is a big thing. I'm a huge Malabrigo person. I love my Malabrigo. And I have a lot of Malabrigo, but Indie Dyers. I'm sure you guys are aware of these people, but I just thought I would show you a little bit that I've gotten here recently. The first is Savvy Skeins. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Oh, it's called Storm Chaser. In her sensible sock base. So it's 80 merino, 20 nylon, 400 yards. Isn't it pretty? I'm going to take the band off so you can really see. Because there's so many colors in that. I think these will be my March socks. Because they remind me of spring. With all the, like when the crocuses, we have crocuses that come up here. And that's what this kind of reminds me of, the purple. And I love this. But she has great colors. I've used used her yarn before. Great bases, but savvy skeins. Allie does a great job. Very good with color. Very good with color. Now, another Indie Dyer that is new to me is Knitting in France. And she is on Instagram, or Knitting in France, on Etsy. But I was fortunate enough to get some sock yarn from her. And it's 25 merino, 25 nylon, 100 gram. And this purple, isn't it pretty? I think it will stripe. I think that's what she told me. It was striping yarn. But oh, it's so pretty. Then, this also is sock yarn. So I have lots of sock yarn. But isn't that pretty? It's kind of a, it's a beige, or a cream, but it has a gray cast to it, and that turquoise. It's kind of getting blown out a little bit with the light, but it is so pretty. And then last, pink sparkle. Look at that. Oh, isn't that pretty? So this is 75% superwash merino, 20 nylon, and 5% silver stellina. Isn't that pretty? I'm not a big sparkle person. I'm not a big glitzy, you know, but this I really like it because it's got just a little bit. I hope I'm not. There you go. It's got just a little bit of sparkle in it. Oh, it's so pretty. So very pretty. So I'm excited to do that, to work with these. Okay, so that's Knitting in France, which I would love to be knitting in France someday. Now, earlier I showed you the bag from Connie, which is Chili Knits. Well, she also, besides the bags, she does yarn. She dyes yarn, and really pretty yarn. She likes a lot of the bright colors, which I have a couple more of hers, but I didn't bring them with me. These are the latest acquisitions I've gotten from her. Sock yarn. This is called Clementine. And the gray and the black, it's like speckly on the gray. It's so pretty. And then it's got all these different colors in it. Like there's the red and yellow, and there's some green in there. So when I got it, I also got this to go with it. And this is Fear of the Dark. Both of these are 80-20 merino nylon. So I'm looking forward to putting these two together. I'll probably do a sock and then do heels, cuffs, and toes in the bright yellow. Oh, it's so pretty, and it's so soft. She does a great job. Her like I said, her colors are usually really bright and vibrant. Last that we'll talk about today is some special yarn from Yarn Love Yarn. Can I just say, oh my. This is the Juliet base, which is 80 superwash merino, 20% nylon, 420 yards. And this is in the dark kale charcoal color. It is so pretty. Very pretty gray. I'm a big gray person anyway. But, oh, it is. I love it. Yarn Love Yarn. Also, in the same base, the Juliet base, I got this. The colorway is Awakening Earth. And so, I've untwisted this and retwisted it so you see a little bit, but I was thinking that these two would go together. This is really pretty greens, and it's got a little bit of the turquoisey color and light green, and it goes from the light to the dark to a Kelly green, and just, it's so pretty. And then it's got a little bit of gray in it. So I'm going to probably, with this, I'm going to make a shawl. Because there'll be 840 yards, so that's plenty for a shawl. But I'm going to put these two together for a shawl. And then I got a luxury base, her Goldilocks lace. It is gorgeous. This is in her Earl Grey colorway. So this is 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon. Oh, it is so pretty, and it is so soft. I'm going to make some kind of cowl or something, because this is just so, or pillow. It is just so soft. Her colors are really nice. There's just so many talented dyers out there, and I just want all their yarn. I just need time to knit it up. But so when I got rid of all my other yarn, I thought I'm just going to buy things as I need them for my projects. It hasn't happened that way, but that's okay. That's okay, because I'm buying good yarn and I'm not going wild. I was able to pull my shade or my fade out of my stash, and I don't have a very big stash actually. But I wanted you guys to see some of these in case you weren't aware of them, which I'm sure you are, of all these people, but oh my goodness, you got to go check all these people out. So that is what I have going on this week. I've been making lots and lots and lots of stitch markers. And for those of you that haven't seen them, this is some pictures of what they look like. The sheep, the rainbow sheep, and then some ladybugs. But I have all sorts of different stitch markers that I make out of glass. And I will do another video with that soon. Do some kind of demo, some glass demo. But I think that's about all for today. I'm trying to keep these at about a half an hour, so I think we're pretty close on that. So I thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to leave a comment. You guys have been so sweet with the comments. If you enjoy these, you can subscribe. And you can find me all over social media as Ann Tudor, LLC. And I am on Instagram, is probably the most, where I'm at the most active there. And also I have a Facebook page, Ann Tudor, LLC Facebook page. So feel free to send me a message. My website is anntudor.com. And you can contact me there. You can sign up for my newsletter. It goes out about every couple weeks. You can find out what kind of new stitch markers I have going on. Every once in a while I'll do a special. I have a Ravelry group also, but I'm not very active on that. So I will try to get better with that, but I'm just not. So it is what it is. So I want to wish you guys a happy day. Have a great evening, great morning, great afternoon, whichever you're watching. And have a great week. And I will look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.